Happy Advent and welcome to one of France's greatest Christmas markets. We are in Arras in northern France. We're here because it's Philip's mother's birthday and we're getting a little tradition now every year of meeting up at a Christmas market. We are standing in one of France's most beautiful squares and this market is spread across two of the squares in the town. The history of this town stretches back over 2,000 years. And whilst this may not be the oldest Christmas market in Europe because it only dates from the 90s, it is certainly one of the prettiest and more importantly, it has some of the best foodie specialities because here French, Flemish and even Spanish influences collide, creating quite the place to come and nibble your way through Christmas. Philip has made a beeline for a chocolate stall which actually comes from Occitanie. That's the south of France and that's where my aunt is. Philip's going crazy. What are you ordering?
It's like a bark, perfectly messy.
Oh, very nice. You're going to take some of that back to Marie?
Yes, I'll share.
Her bark is the best. Hang on, there's quite a lot of things I'm interested in here, Philip. I'm going to try a little bit of the noir feuilletine. Feuilletine is like little layers of puff pastry inside, so it should be a little bit crunchy. And Philip has just also ordered some of the strawberry and white chocolate natty. And now for possibly the least glamorous local food speciality. Arras is also known for its andouillette. That's tripe sausage. And yes, by tripe I do mean the intestines. Weirdly, this is one of my mother's favourite foods in the world, though she rarely gets to have it. And it is very popular throughout the north of France. There is a whole stall dedicated to selling tripe sausage, but I don't think that's what we're going to be going for today. This stall only sells poppies, poppy brooches, poppy earrings, poppy necklaces, and I find that extremely fitting for this area. Because of course the poppy is a symbol of remembrance for all of those who fell in the First World War, and this town was horrifically affected in the First World War. The Christmas market takes place in two of the most beautiful squares in France, but unbelievably 90% of this city, including these squares, were completely destroyed in the First World War. They were bombed by the Germans. The city joined together to rebuild them exactly as they had been before. This is an example of 17th and 18th century Flemish Baroque architecture, and they have rebuilt it to look just as it was. It's the most extraordinary human accomplishment after the terrible pain of the First World War, and those poppies are a very fitting symbol of the losses that occurred, but of the resilience of human nature. They used the photographs of the buildings that they had, they numbered all of the bricks, and they carefully reconstructed the entire thing. Here's an entire chalet selling gingerbread, and nothing says Christmas quite as much as a gingerbread man. And it's a tradition spanning back to the 15th century, when the spice traders would come to Arras, bringing all of those wonderful spices from the east. And that is when gingerbread was born. And now, of course, we can't get through Christmas without a gingerbread man. And in France, they always eat pain d'épices at Christmas. That's the little spiced loaves being sold behind me. They're usually sold ready sliced, and they're served with foie gras on top. That's one of the most French things that you can have at Christmas.
That looks eerily similar to what we've got in the Netherlands. It's called ontbijtkoek. It's like sort of like a breakfast thing. It's like a sort of sweet, spicy loaf that gets made and sliced. Even for breakfast,
and just have butter
year round. Yeah.
I think we should take a loaf back for Lalande,
okay.
But then instead of using it with foie gras, we'll have it with a delicious pate. You'll love it.
Sure. It's just bizarre to me because I think it's much like a regular breakfast thing.
This one even says that it's specially for foie gras. That's a fig spice bread. And we definitely need a gingerbread man. You understand, this is not greed. This is history and tradition.
I think I just accidentally bought a gingerbread-shaped syrup.
Philip, seriously, I turned my back for 2 seconds. We're going home with a gingerbread syrup.
My French was that bad, but clearly you can't have Christmas without it.
Oh, clearly.
I don't know what I've been doing with my life.
I think quite often medieval meat wasn't as fresh as it perhaps should have been, and those spices helped to cover the gaminess of it. And in fact, one of the main local culinary specialities here is called carbonade flamande. Carbonade just means stew, and typically it's a beef stew cooked in a strong dark beer. Very often here they use Belgian Belgian beers. Belgium is known for its beers, and we're not too far from the Belgian border here. The market has over 100 little wooden chalets, and my favourite ones are the ones like this that have really pretty upper floor windows on them as well. This one has a nutcracker and Father Christmas who popped out to greet the revelers. We have found the coolest chocolate shop. Look at this! This is chocolate!
You know,
All of that. I mean, how amazing. That's chocolate. These are so good as well.
I feel like we should get some for Anne-Marie.
Okay, I'm speechless at how cool this is. This is actually making me think of Percy. He always hangs up his tools really neatly. Even the saucisson is fake. It's also actually chocolate.
You might think the weather's kinda cold, but you know you've got a hand to hold. Come along out and play. What a wonderful day. Your white cheeks are so hard to resist. Those red lips are longing for a kiss. Come along out and play. What a wonderful day.
Whilst burgers and fries sound delicious, I'm not sure they're quite Christmassy enough for us today. This is claiming to be very Christmassy. They are Christmas sandwiches. But what is a Christmas sandwich? Oh, whoa, that does look good. A thick piece of bread covered in bacon and a bechamel sauce and covered with what will be melted cheese. Or instead of your average hot dog, bacon, onion, a little bit of bechamel, all mixed up together. How good does that look? They even have one that's called their Christmas one, which is a brioche, and inside it they put boudin blanc. Boudin blanc is that white milk sausage, and they serve it with caramelized apples and salted buttery caramel. This stall is selling really pretty gift baskets for Christmas, and you can see in this one there's something called Bêtises de Cambrai. I managed to buy just the Bêtises de Cambrai and not the whole hamper. I've been wanting to try these because these were invented in 1830 in Cambrai, which is a town very near here, and they're called Bêtises de Cambrai, which is stupidities of Cambrai, because apparently a very stupid apprentice dropped what he was supposed to be working on the floor and ended up making these instead. These are the original recipe, which is mint. Let's see what they're like. I've never tried one. It's hard. It's mainly white, but there's a little caramel kind of stripe running through it. Hard-boiled mint sweet. Actually, it's delicious. It's very crunchy, and it's almost in like little layers, and each layer gives way when you crunch it before the others, so there's like little explosions of crunch. I think that I dismissed it too quickly at first taste. As night falls, the market's becoming increasingly beautiful because all of the lights are starting to twinkle. But wow, it is busy. I'm pretty sure we're here with the whole of northern France. We found a whole chalet selling the Santon de Provence. As you know, we have a whole little nativity scene of this. It's a village scene that's very French, is to create the entire village with tiny houses, trees, flowers, villagers. But these are particularly pretty. I love the trees surrounded by a little pile of stones. I think they're very, very pretty.
I really like the poissonnerie.
Poissonnerie is gorgeous. Okay, the boulangerie is a triumph. I love the windmill. It's so gorgeous with the donkeys climbing up to it. There is an entire chalet of tablecloths. I'm guessing they're all going to be Christmas themed. I don't think they're quite Philip's thing. Some of them wouldn't make bad tree skirts. Lots of warm woolen wraps and capes in this shop. But I am well armed against the cold. Because in the very first Chateau Diaries, Christmas Diaries, which was several years ago with Michael Petherick, I went to Estonia and I got this Christmas cape. So this is the Christmas cape that I want to be wearing at all Christmas markets from now on. And it's also even got a little hood. And I've even put my little Christmas handbag that was sent to me as a gift last year, which has got fur on the inside, and I can just put my hands in there to warm them. As I mentioned earlier, the Christmas market spans 2 squares in Arras, and this is the second one. Wow. It's hard to know which is drawing the eye most. The absolutely ginormous Christmas tree or the belfry. Together, they make a bit of a Christmas double whammy. We've come out of the cold into a heaven of beer. Cheers to Christmas.
To Christmas.
Construction work on the belfry originally started in 1463. But tragically, it's one of the buildings that was destroyed in the First World War. So it was totally reconstructed and inaugurated in 1932. It's identical to the original belfry, topped with the symbol of Arras, the lion. The only difference being is that now it has reinforced concrete. The lights on the old town hall keep changing. At the moment, we have Christmas baubles going all the way up to the top. Actually, in front of the town hall, this stall is the one that's probably most reminiscent of any medieval markets that would have taken place here, because northern France and England had all of their wealth from the wool trade in those days. And here in Arras, that wool was often used in tapestry making. In fact, the word Arras in English even means a tapestry. In the Oxford English Dictionary, they always choose a phrase to describe the use of a word, and the one for Arras in the OED is just glorious. It is. He pulled back the Arras on the far wall and went into his secret chamber. Who doesn't want a tapestry wall hanging covering the entrance to a secret chamber in their life? Philip's like a ferret up a drain pipe moving towards this stall because it's giant baubles. He couldn't be happier. Which one is it that you love, Philip?
The red one over there with the snowy landscape.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
The
white one.
White.
Really
which
pretty.
could work really rather well with our theme this year. I thought the white was the main intrigue.
You got the beautiful, like, white, grey, sparkly one. It is gorgeous, Philip. It's going to be beautiful. Which tree is it for?
The main one. I'll go with anything that we do because it's, I've really used.
Oh, absolutely. It's an all-round bauble, Philip.
It's all round.
I keep looking up and having to pinch myself. It's truly a Christmas wonderland around me, and the backdrop of this beautiful square makes it all the more magical. It feels as though the houses aren't real. In fact, Philip's mother has brought some gorgeous house decorations for us for Lalande, and they look just like that. And that's what it feels like, as though I'm staring at a mantelpiece decoration rather than real houses that people actually live in. There are so many different gifts to buy people for stocking fillers. There's lots of different artisanal soaps, woolen gloves, hats, and metal bowls specially for creating healing vibrations. That's quite a lovely sound, actually. Still, I'm going to carry on and move back into Christmas.
Christmas is almost here. Let's toast to a very good year. It's just you and me, chilling right under the tree. Stay outdoors, a different kind of date. I'm all yours and I can hardly wait. Come along, start the show, having fun in the snow. Your white smile is brightening up my date. Your blonde hair out of a fairy tale. Come along, start the show, having fun in the snow.
Philip spotted an open brocante, and oh my goodness. That is incredible.
It's quite spectacular.
It is spectacular. I wonder which church it is.
Is it not Notre Dame?
It is, isn't it? With the spire in the middle and the front. You're absolutely right. It's Notre Dame. Well, that's beautiful. I wonder if it's even for sale. It's actually quite perfect to have a place like this next to a Christmas market because you can do some of your other Christmas shopping in here. There are excellent monkeys and even greater camels. This is by Longvie, which is a northern French manufacturer. It's called Shanghai. And I don't know when it's from, but I'm going to guess around the 20s, but I don't know for sure. Isn't that gorgeous? I love those tureens, the square tureens. I find them very, very elegant. This lamp almost looks like a little crystal Christmas tree. You know what this is? Oh, crayons. I'm less interested in the crayons than the very cool box that they come in. Two little blue lovebirds. And it's quite a lovely signed Art Nouveau box. It's just a tin box, but really very pretty. But we're going to have to leave our usual world of book hunting back to Christmas. Because there's a Ferris wheel out there with our name on it. All the little streets leading to the market are decorated and so ridiculously pretty that it feels as though I've stepped into a dream. A strange Christmas Eve dream, and I'm going to wake up and there'll be a stocking hanging on my mantelpiece and Father Christmas's boot will just be seen disappearing back up the chimney. A huge array of nutcrackers, but we're not getting a nutcracker. At another Christmas market, we've got the gorgeous glass Sleeping Beauty and the Prince decoration. This year we'll go back with that lovely grey bauble. I think if each time we come to a Christmas market, we choose one thing as a souvenir that's really lovely.
Christmas is almost here. Let's toast to a very good year. It's just you and me, chilling right under the tree.
We're not far from Belgium or the Netherlands here, and this stall is selling both waffles, which are very Belgian, and poffertjes, tiny little pancakes, which are very Dutch. But we are, of course, in France. So one thing that sets this Christmas market aside from all of the others is that this one has a whole champagne bar. Every possible type of champagne that you could want. So right now I'm slightly more interested in a hot drink. And look at the pretzels. This one's with sun-dried tomatoes, then bacon and cheese. You'll notice that bacon and cheese is quite a theme in this entire market. Oh, there they're being made in the background, just going off to the oven. This is a baked potato stall where all of the baked potatoes are being served with hot local cheese. I want to eat pretty much everything I look at the moment, but I had a huge lunch with Philip's parents as soon as we arrived, and very soon we're going to go and have a big dinner together, so I really can't stop and try any of these things as well. My lunch was pizza, which doesn't sound so local, but here they made it with the local favourites, mussels and scallops, and that's something that you see here a lot in all of the restaurants. Scallops are on every menu, as are prawns and mussels. Ladies and gentlemen, before you see a Christmas hero. Philip has been standing in the epic queue for the Ferris wheel whilst I was going around and salivating all the delicious food stalls. Thank you, Philip.
Halfway through that I saw that it said no cards, you can't make by card. So thank goodness, I just had 12 euros for what it is. So
Oof, otherwise that whole queue is for nothing. Yeah. We got the gold carriage. Philip, it's better than we could possibly have hoped. And we've got our very own one. How are you going to be with the heights?
I've done this before, I'm fine.
Here we go. Oh, I love it.
Look like this.
I thought you said you'd be fine.
I haven't done this in ages. It's
Is
like
it the
10
fact
years.
it's stopped?
I don't know.
Is it the fact that it's slightly wiggling?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Christmas is almost here. Let's toast to a very good year. It's just you and me, chilling right under the tree.
That huge square is the ice skating rink. There is a reason I did not go there. I am the worst ice skater on the planet. Philip is a great ice skater, and I think the whole thing would have been quite humiliating. This is it, we're right at the top, Philip. Oh, it's beautiful. Christmas heaven. I would ask where that gingerbread is, but I suspect I know the answer. Someone can't get it out of the bag at the moment. You can't even make eye contact with me.
Don't move.
Don't breathe in too suddenly.
This one is a lot taller, I think, than the ones I've been in before.
Poor Philip is not having the best time on the Ferris wheel. He loves the market, but I think the Ferris wheel was one Christmas activity too
Very
far.
pretty.
It's like we were up there with Rudolph.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
I think we might go around.
Rudolph
once
can
more.
fly. Oh no!
I
No!
think
No! No!
we
No! No!
might. Are we going to go round again? Are we? Aren't we? Is it happening again? But it'll be quick this time.
Oh God!
Oh, what a wonderful world. Really, when you see...
To live in for many more years.
I hope you're in it with me for many more years.
So do I. I think this will be, you know, oh God, the noise it makes. Terrifying. I don't know what this is. This is probably the last time I'll go on one of these. So at least it's called on camera, I suppose.
Oh, we're right at the top.
Oh,
Oh,
it's really exciting.
look
This is really-
at that. Arras, I love you. You're really getting two very different experiences on this Ferris wheel, mine and Philip's. But you have to admit, that is
It's
beautiful.
stunning, but I think I'd rather use a drone and see the same image.
Well, we're coming back to terra firma. I think that's it. I think we'll be allowed out, Philip. Happy?
I think we made it.
There you see a happy man leaving a Ferris wheel, running out before me.
For himself.
He is a hero for going on with me in spite of his vertigo. Seriously, Philip, thank you. Now I'm finally moving away from the utterly luscious smells of melted cheese everywhere and going to a restaurant with Philip's parents for this evening. So hopefully I'll find melted cheese there. I love the arcades in the old town, all those arches running along in front of all the buildings. And I think we're nearing the restaurant, aren't we?
Yes.
A huge bowl of melted cheese and bacon. All of my Christmas wishes have come true. Well, that was warming and delicious, and all I want to do now is nap. But unfortunately, Philip and I are jumping back into the car and driving 4 hours south, and we'll stop in a little motorway hotel tonight on our way back to Lalande, because tomorrow we're having the Lalande's Christmas party. Bye-bye, Arras. This has been wonderful. I am very much in the festive spirit now, ready to go back to Lalande for a little Christmas party.
Chillin' right under the tree. We're chillin' right under the tree. Chillin' right under the tree.